going on here. We just came back from SFU, and could you? How was your experience, Tim?
It was a lot of memories. Obviously, this is where we met, and this is where we went to school.
Yeah, we met at the residential house. At SFU, right?
We met right over there.
Right there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't been back since 2017.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how things have slightly changed. There's lots of construction going on, so obviously
With my tuition fee.
Yeah, thanks for contributing to the success of SFU with your international student fees.
And then I can see we really get old.
Well,
All the students that I met, I can see is they're really pretty young.
you know, it's funny because I was telling Dennis that we're kind of older than a lot of the grad students there. It is funny when you go back and you have a different perspective on things.
But the problem is I didn't finish yet undergraduate. When I walking on the old menu that Emirates, not Emirates, SFU has, and even when I log into the computer using my SFU ID, I always keep questioning about myself that why should I come back and why I need to finish my degree.
Did it make you want to come back though?
That was my question. What brings me here? Why should I come back? First of all, I'm gonna answer your question. I wanna come back. I wanna come back to SFU again for study. The reason why SFU...
Well, I think on one hand, it probably brought back a lot of memories.
You don't need to see it. You need to just keep...
I wanna see
No,
me.
No, keep watching.
Who's that
No,
guy?
keep watching in front.
Okay.
No, not
Try
there.
like this.
No, right there.
Drive us into a pool.
Yeah, drive safe.
Well, do you want to come back to SFU to continue your education, or do you want to come back to SFU for the student experience?
There's no more student experience. I really want to be here for improve my knowledge.
You want to continue being able to engage the world.
At the same time, I saw the students who are studying at the each side,
Yeah.
at the corner, at the edge, the
Yeah.
building. I know how frustrated and how hard for them, but at the same time, I can see the potential to grow. Their eye, it was full of joy and excitement to learn something academically.
There is, I think for a lot of students, the reality is that it's also very, very boring a lot of the times to be studying what they don't want to study. But I guess it sounds like you know that you want to come back and continue studying communications. Is that true?
Communication is good to learn and stuff, but that just give a perspective. That doesn't give any skills.
But don't you think you can just learn these things by yourself? Don't you think you can just go online and research and learn these things?
I can do that way, but the material, what SFU given to me was different.
Right, it's more structured. You can probably find that information online these days, but I guess it's the structure and presentation of that.
What kind of major should I take?
That's up to you. Whatever's relevant to what you want to do moving forward. I think the challenge for a lot of students coming in is that they don't know what they want to study, so they end up spending a lot of time taking a lot of diverse courses. And on one hand, that's useful to.
But that was same as me as well.
Yeah. But don't you now at this point you probably want to focus your studies towards something a little bit more specific.
Actually, you know what I was thinking? Why don't I apply some other university? Because, okay, I didn't finish SFU, but
You have credits.
I have a credit, so I can bring them to another university.
In Canada, North America?
Wherever.
No,
And
where would you want to bring your credits to?
depending on what I want. But I think UBC.
Yeah? I think if you want to stay in Vancouver, then UBC is probably
Better.
the next best choice
Oh.
to SFU.
Because SFU is always the first.
I mean, SFU is the most comprehensive university in Canada, according to Maclean's.
Engaged in the world.
The most engaged university in the world. Do it, man. Honestly, like, UBC would be a completely different experience.
I want to go McGill.
UBC and then McGill.
What?
Or do both.
I think McGill is gonna be a good choice for me. As long as McGill accept me, and I have money for afford it.
McGill would probably be more affordable, yeah, especially because the cost of living in Montreal is a lot
Cheaper.
Yeah, lower than Vancouver.
Now what I got is, I know the study is hard and memorize and test and exam is hard, but I'm kind of person like to study. Even I'm not good at it, enjoying those study and learning parts. Feel so happy to learn something. Because
I agree. Sometimes I miss the pure academic learning.
I
aspect.
remember the night struggling at the library by myself and then look around me and I'm just alone around like 4 a.m. The fact that I was just alone, that does not mean make me happy. What make me happy most is like I learned something by myself, and that gives me so much different perspective. Those perspective I know that I can apply for living my life, not just only one small thing.
But how is that different from just picking up a textbook by yourself and just doing that on your own time? Why do you have to go to university to do that?
Because like this, you are workout, but you have a gym there, but it's really hard to go work out every day. Why we need to get a personal training. We actually pay a lot of money for the personal training. We know how to using it. We know how to work out. We know how to do it. But why do we need it?
Yeah, I guess it's a cost-benefit analysis. You could pay for a personal trainer to get you fit faster, and they help guide you through your fitness journey. But I just feel like, especially in this day and age, with how accessible knowledge is, is it worth paying the tuition, especially like international student tuition, to learn something that can be learned by yourself? And, there's no right or wrong answer. Economically, I feel like you don't really need to go to university to learn those things to expand your knowledge about the world. But if you want to do it in an academic setting and have like a professor or a TA to walk through the material and work towards getting a fancy piece of paper, then yeah, that's a personal choice. I feel like a lot of people in North America just don't see the value, turn on investment on a university education these days. Because once you get that knowledge, it's hard to say that it was worthwhile to spend all the time to get it when it could have been acquired in other ways. It's a personal question. It's a personal decision of if you want to go that formal route. I think in today, world we live in today, you don't need a university degree. You just need the ability to think critically, and I think you already have that ability. Big companies like Google and Apple, they don't even require college degrees anymore. But I can understand from, especially for people who grew up in Korea, that's all your
Mindset.
that's all you're taught, is that you need a university education to do anything, and that's usually the very bare minimum requirement to get into a lot of those like high-end.
Even now, I'm doing the video editing thing. Thinking about if I take each course, like what's called AIT or
Arts courses?
no, if I learn the basic from that courses, then probably my like video editing is much nicer.
You could, but again, like that information is readily available online, even on YouTube. I think these days you can just take whatever information is relevant to you. Yeah, there's a lot of information out there to sift through, and it can seem overwhelming, but really, like these days, it's like, oh, if I want to know how to do this, you can just go look for that specific answer. Whereas in a academic setting, you're going to be taught a lot of the theory and a lot of things that may not make the most sense right off the bat. So there's a fine balance between knowing the theory and knowing the practical applications of something.
This swimming pool.
Half naked, please. Privacy.
Do you want to see mine? What are you doing?
Just trying to make the most of it.
Yeah, I had a sushi, hot water,
Went
up to SFU, coffee. I met my friends, talks about education.
Yeah.
That's good part. And I had a nap in the car.
Yeah. And now great way
I took the shower.
shower after.
Yeah.
We're gonna still eat later.
Oh yeah, eat later for dinner. And I had an ice cream. My favorite ice cream.
Yeah, we went.
It's such a like cool to come back to Vancouver. For me, at least. I laughed. He laughed. Wow, Tim. He succeed.
So over there,
Yeah.
let's see, go around the corner. You can see Science World.
Science World. Oh yeah, I can see it. So that's Science World. This view is neat. Awesome. It's just
Actually, a lot better in the morning. But you can see
Okay.
Harbor Center all the way over
okay.
there.
That's nice.
But in the morning, when there's light, you can see the North Shore Mountains.
Okay. So we going back. Time to say goodbye. Oh. Sorry.
So sad.
Yeah.